Today we're back with another video taking a look at the iPhone bumper cases then versus now. Of course, we have the iPhone 4 here with the original Apple official bumper case from 2010 up against the iPhone Air's bumper case, which came out this year. It's pretty cool to see that Apple's finally brought back the bumper case, but in today's video, we're going to see if these cases are actually worth the full price. Now, for those who may not remember, Apple came out with the bumper cases back in 2010. They were originally just designed for the aesthetics. They offered protection for only the sides, so the front and the back were completely unprotected, and they came in 6 different colors. I actually have 2 other colors here as well, which is pretty cool to see. But the iPhone 4 had a lot of antenna issues. Basically, when customers took a call with their phone, they would be covering up the antennas, and this would lead to things like dropped calls. I think it was an actual defect in the hardware design of the phone itself, so it's not something Apple could fix with a software update. So Steve Jobs said, hey, the bumper case that we launched with this phone actually solves the issue. And it actually did. When customers used this case, it brought back signal to the iPhone. So Apple gave these cases away for free in 2010, but since then, 15 years later, we haven't seen bumper cases at all, of course, until the iPhone Air, which is pretty cool to see. But they're back, and it's a very different case now. You can see that obviously these are 2 very different colors. This is supposed to be the color that matches the white iPhone Air, but honestly in reality it's a little bit more gray. And you'll notice that the material is not the same. The original iPhone bumper case had kind of like a rubberized texture, and you can see that it provided protection for the entire side, so you didn't have anything sticking out from the back. So when you placed it flat down on the table, no portion of the phone would be in contact with the table itself. The buttons on here were also metal, it looks like, and it wrapped all the way around the device, nothing on the right hand side. And you'll notice that it also had like this 2-tone color, so it's kind of gray and white, which is kind of cool to see. And the case itself isn't as snug as it looks. Like, I still feel like it's a little squishy while it's on. That might be because of its age. I mean, it's probably not going to be the most durable 15 years later. But when you put it up against the iPhone Air, for example, like this case feels more durable. Like, it wraps around the phone a lot more tightly. I think a lot of YouTubers have also explained it that way as well. Like, it doesn't feel like the actual bumper case is going to be falling out of the iPhone Air. But obviously we don't have any metal buttons here. We do have a camera control button, which works as it normally would. And we also have the crossbody strap cutouts at the bottom as well. So you can obviously rock this with your strap that Apple sells. But this case has 2 problems. Number one, of course, being the camera. The camera sticks out quite a bit, and I haven't really seen too much coverage on this topic, at least on YouTube. And this is kind of why I bought the phone myself, because I really wanted to test out how big this difference was. But that camera sticks out quite a bit here. Let me actually move the iPhone 4 out of the way so you guys can see. It's not just the camera, but it's the actual plateau. You guys can see there. So when you're setting this phone flat down on a table, it's hitting the camera. And I don't know, like, just something about that just, makes me a little scared for the long run, because even though this thing has that ceramic coating on the front and the back, I'm still scared that this thing is gonna scratch up the camera. If I hit it hard enough, what if the camera cracks? So one thing you'll absolutely need to keep in mind if you're using this case. The other thing is, if you're using a crossbody strap and you have it inside of here, the same logic applies, right? Even though you're not putting the phone flat down on the table, there's a chance that, you might bump into something, and that's gonna directly hit the back of this device. And I think a lot of people are buying this phone for its aesthetics. So customers who buy the bumper case are probably buying it because they want the phone to feel as thin as possible, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is Apple's thinnest iPhone, and they want to maintain that thin form factor as much as possible. But that is one thing you need to keep in mind, especially if you're using that crossbody strap. And the other thing I wanted to mention, which another YouTuber, jOhnZoid, you guys can definitely check him out, link down below, but he described a pretty interesting issue. Now, this case is very slippery, and I didn't even notice this at first, but now when I think about it, like, I mean, I'm recording right now, it's very hot in this room, and like my hands are kind of sweating a bit. And yeah, I mean, I'd be scared that this thing might fall out of my hands. So that is one thing you'll need to keep in mind as well, because this thing doesn't have the same grip that the original iPhone bumper cases did. This one obviously feels a lot more rubbery. So yeah, I'd be scared that this case would easily slip out of my hand. And yeah, I mean, it's a pretty expensive case as well. I believe it retails for $39. So if you're buying an iPhone Air, I would recommend maybe getting a case that protects both the sides and the back, And if you're using the bumper case, you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for the back, because unless you're using like a plastic film to cover up the back of this device and maybe a camera cover, which honestly I don't recommend, because again, like, you want this phone to feel as minimalistic and as just clean as possible. It's going to come with a couple compromises. So I hope that helps you guys out. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, we do have a couple other bumper cases here as well. Just for the nostalgia, let's go ahead and put the blue one on, because I love these cases. These things are very hard to find, I feel like. And yeah, they're definitely very expensive too. So these were not cheap, but I'm glad that I have them in my collection. So take a look at that. Unfortunately, the iPhone Air doesn't even come with any vibrant colors like blue. I mean, they do have a blue bumper case, but it's meant to match the actual color of the phone. So it's not going to be as vibrant as the one that you see here. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this helps you guys out. If you guys want to see more videos like these, be sure to comment down below, but I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.